normally if you got a person saying that a country's the greatest, like let's say a guy goes, Kenya is the greatest country in the world, odds are the guy's from Kenya. Pretty well, he's not. So the Olympics, see the Summer Olympics, Canada sucks all the time. They're like America, they're always like, we have 100 medals, not 100, but... And Canada, I remember one time, it was the Summer Olympics, and they broke in, some lady had won she shot a gun, like, at a target. You know, she was a gun, I didn't even have video of it. So she won the bronze, and I was we got we got hockey in the Winter Olympics. That's the only really important sport in all of Olympic history. The Summer Olympics this year, I don't know. I just pretend like I'm like, yeah, the Olympics. I don't really watch. Sometimes I do, but like the sports in the Olympics, you don't give a fuck about them except on the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like nobody watches that shit. Like like whatever it is, like a lady jumping over a hobby horse or something like that. But then, somehow you're interested, once every 4 years, all of a sudden you're an expert. You're like, 8.5, what kind of fucking horse shit? Ruth, get in here, look at this. Look at that, it's like 8.6 or something like that. What kind of hen house horse shit's going on here? Everybody's excited about swimming, and you watch, I don't know, you just see water and then a bunch of kind of kerfuffle going on. They put a little flag behind it. Sometimes they'll have sports. I don't like when they combine sports. Like they'll take in the Olympics like two good sports by themselves, then try to combine them, make another sport. Like I saw one guy run a 100-yard dash and then fish. That was. The first part was very exciting, and then you see the guy fishing in a creek. Sometimes I saw one, you ever see that fast walking? The guy walks real fast. I think a guy could do that. You know what I mean? Like walking as fast as you can. Basically, you're trying to not run. You know what I mean? You're trying to. But this guy's probably getting like a rib from the other guys down the Olympic Village, like the sprinters, going, "Hey, Bill, I saw you walking." That was fast walking, man. That was some brisk stroll you had going there. You broke the 25-minute mile. They said that could never be done. They couldn't believe it. I was thinking, what about the guy in the Olympics come in last? You know what I mean? Everybody, they're always showing the guy come in first, and that's the big story. But all those guys come in last, and I was trying to watch that guy. Keep your eye on that guy, because, let's say they're doing the 400-meter now. The guy, at some point, he realizes he's going to be last. So he's running around. And what the fuck's this guy thinking? He's like, holy God, I'm coming in last. I'll never catch that second last guy at this point. I practice every day for 4 years. I trained from dusk till dawn to come in last. I didn't have to train at all. I could have come in last. I could have just relaxed at a roast chicken. Oh, man. I gotta get a bigger heart, I gotta get a more Christian attitude and a bigger heart, because I only got so much sadness in me, and I can't seem to get it for these things that I don't, like, sometimes it's sad, like, when there's a big earthquake or like a thing in Haiti, I get very sad that I'm not sad at all. But not even for an instant. Like, if I turn on TV, big earthquake in Haiti, click. Is there a matlock on or something? Doesn't mean anything to me. Unless it's Haiti, and also your kids there, I go, then I'd be sad. It's hard for me to be sad about places I've never heard of and I can't even imagine existing. I can't imagine any place existing outside of where I've been. And then they tell me I'm supposed to be scared of stuff that to me doesn't seem scary, But they're always like, whoa, watch out. What about North Korea? Ooh, Iran. Ooh, Iran. And then you kind of go, yeah, I'm scared, but not really. I don't know if you act that. And then you ever have that? Like people, like your friend or something like that, meet a guy, worst motherfucker you ever met. And then people will defend the guy by saying his name. You ever have that? Like you go, man, that Sam guy, what a motherfucker, man, rudest guy. Fucking told my mother's old bag and shit. Oh yeah, that's just Sam. I know his name, but he was real mean to my grandmother and shit. Yeah, well, if you knew Sam, he's mean to everybody. That's Sam. I understand. That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about? Now we can't be worried about all these little, North Korea, Iran, stuff like that. We gotta band together. It's the time now where we gotta get the world with the forest. It's raining, We've been all over this. It's raining in the forest. And that's not fucking unimportant. Is it? I don't know. You know one thing, everybody gets religion, they go, religion, that was fucking, it's wrong, because in the old days they thought, they didn't know, and then they had to change it. But, right, but science, same fucking motherfucking thing. They didn't know shit either. Like, science, they always wrong. Every fucking step of the way. They used to have guys like Copernicus and shit like that. Guy go, hey man, the sun goes around the earth, right? And he was a scientist, big. They gave him a white coat and everything. Copernicus, a famous man, Wikipedia page. Meanwhile, the earth goes around the sun, which I know, and I'm a retard. But I know more than this motherfucking scientist guy. Well, at the time, of course, he thought he was right. Just like right now, they think they're right. But who the fuck knows? Like, I would not be surprised at all if, 200 years from now, scientists were going, God damn, it's good we burned down that fucking rainforest. What the fuck they were thinking, man? That's where all the spiders and snakes live. That's where that snake flu started that almost took everybody out. Even if it's true, like, you gotta save the earth, I don't give a fuck about the earth. Like, save the world? Why should I give a fuck? I'm gonna, the world's been around, I don't know how old the world is, fucking billion, something crazy old, it's old. Still fine, still looks good, billion years old. Me, 49, I'm gonna, live to be 30 years more. I didn't want to tell you that, but it's some bad news from the doctor. You have 30 years to live. Anyways, why the fuck am I going to be worried about the world? You think the world is going to fucking not outlive me? Save the world? How about fucking save me? We have a fucking bunch of people trying to save me. Never see that. Never see a guy on the clipboard going, hey, you know, fucking Norm's going to be dead in 30 years. We don't do something fast. World. And I don't know a lot about the world, but to me, just from a layman's perspective, the world to me seems like a big round ball of dirt. There seems to be much more to it than that. And so I have a hard time, like I know in science books, like they cut it in half and they show it to you. Different crusts or something. There's like a fire in the middle. Everybody believes that. Everybody's like, hell, are you retarded? There's fucking fire in the middle of the fucking world. They believe that horseshit. So, but just from personal experience, someday, take a shovel out and see what the world really is. It's a bunch of dirt. I don't care how you can dig as deep as Cool Hand Luke. You're not going to find anything. It doesn't even get hotter. Whatever. The point is this. Also, I don't know. Mostly I don't got time, I don't think, because my 30 years are going to go fast. That's another thing my doctor told me. He said the 30 years, he goes, they just go by and then, just the whisper of an eyelash, So the thing is this, I don't want to spend time crunching cans and putting them in a thing. It's not even the truth, I can't. Like I got the orange garbage can and a blue one. You're fucking crunching cans of chicken. I don't want to be on my deathbed and then go, first of all, I should never have got a deathbed. I don't want never to pay for it. Sure they're cheap. But I don't want to be on my deathbed. I don't want to be on my deathbed and go, God damn, I crunched up a lot of people, they always think like religious people are like better than everybody, but no, they don't understand. You're worse than everybody, That's the whole point, that you're no good, No good, you'll never be no good. That's the whole point of the whole goddamn thing. You never learn, you know what I mean? Like you look at Christian, like I'm a Christian, I still eat apples. That's not page 2. I don't like apples as much as the next guy, but I like a Macintosh, Rome apple, everything. I don't like Red Delicious. Why is it not even fucking delicious? It's like, first of all, how come they got to name their apple Red Delicious? What the fuck is that? Kind of horseshit. I didn't buy it just out of principle. How dare you? Like, what about the other red apple? You know what I mean? Like the guy's naming the apple. What are you going to name your apple, Bill? I'm going to name it Rome. Why's that? On account of the wife and I, Ruth, we went to Rome. And it was nice. So we decided to put a sticker on all our apples, say Rome. And that way people either go, Rome, maybe I'll go there when they go there. Let's just start way of doing that. What about you? I'm naming mine Macintosh. How come? I don't know. No, I do know. Macintosh was a guy who lived down the Bill Macdonald. And Bill was the kind of man, he lived a life, rather pedestrian. I mean, when he was young, he had hopes and dreams like all, but he let them go. And he lived a life mostly invisible. You know, he walked and ate, but he never made a footprint of any sort. And when you would ask people who he was, people couldn't remember his name. And then he fell sick, after a long, cowardly type of non-battle. He lay in his bed, and, I was there, and I said to him, Bill, do you have any regrets? And he said, only regrets. So bad for him. So anyways, I was named Apple after him. What did you name when you applied Bill McIntosh is sad, unlived life. I said, Bill, what'd you get out of life? He said, I always looked down, and I would find it. He goes, I tell you what I found. I found change. I would find dimes. I found, in my life, I looked down, I found over $14. I had a watch once, a beautiful silver watch, and I found many, but I missed the clouds in the sky, and I missed the brow of a child's nose. Anyway, I have to choke by black bile now and go my way. Fizzle into oblivion. I've done nothing that the Savior could possibly. What'd you call your apple, man? Red Delicious. What the fuck? Right, delicious, what? No, you can't name it that. Goddamn, our apples are red too. What does that have to do with it? What does that have to do with it? You're a smart man, Bill. Always have been. Don't you think that when people go to the Apple store and they see your apple, Red Delicious, they will automatically infer that our red apples are not delicious? Don't you think that's a syllogism they jump to? You don't think that? Like, a lot of times, I think of my imminent death. Not a lot of times ruminating about that. And when something happens, like I spend a lot of time checking out my left arm. I go, how's my left arm feeling today? Because sometimes it feels weird, and then I go, whoa. Because symptoms, the thing about symptoms, this is the problem with symptoms. Does that look at WebMD or not? The symptom, like if the symptom, if you have indigestion, that's a symptom of a massive heart attack. But it's also the symptom of indigestion. So you don't know what the fuck to do. You don't want to go to 911 and then fart. And then they goes, what the fuck you come here for that? Yeah, sorry about that. Get the fuck out of here. But, so you're too embarrassed, so you just die at home. With perfectly good digestion. But listen, man, either the world is becoming very progressive and beautiful, or it's going to hell in a handbasket. I can't tell which. But there's this lady, Caitlyn, beautiful lady, Caitlyn Jenner. She's so beautiful. That's why I can't get over how beautiful she is. And I find her timing couldn't have been worse, because I am of an age where when I was a boy, they had the Olympics in '76, and she won the decathlon. She was the greatest athlete in the world. The greatest athlete in the world in 1976 was a lady. Isn't that amazing? So that would have been a great moment for the feminist movement if, they put the gold medal around. And it was like, by the way, I'm a lady. Go, God damn. The world's greatest athlete is a lady. But the motherfucker waits till he's 65 now. I don't get it. I might become a lady. I'm thinking about it. I would only do it under very certain circumstances. But, because one thing I was thinking, I suck at fucking basketball. Men's basketball. But I'll bet you women's basketball, I'd probably be a pretty good, sixth woman off the bench. First of all, I'm huge. I'm 6'2". I'm a giant. And they couldn't stop me because I'm a woman. See, when I was young, I would say to my mother, I would say to my father, listen, I'm a lady, And my father would go, what are you talking about? You got a cock. And I go, oh, yeah. I forgot. But anyways, that's how ignorant we were back then. We thought back then that having a cock meant you were a fella. I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. Anyway, it's nice now to have a choice, and I thought of a time when I would have a choice, and here's the thing. Let's say something came from my past, because we all have secrets in our past. And I'm not, listen, I'll tell you a secret from my past. I'm guilty of one real serious crime, many, sins, but one legal crime, which is the crime of manslaughter. A long time ago, and you don't need to know all the details, but the gist of the thing was I slaughtered a man. It started off, I think we were arm wrestling or something, and then he started and then we were punching, and then I was like, God damn, I've slaughtered a man. He was lay slaughtered before me. All slaughtered to hell. And I didn't know at that time that manslaughter is actually less of a crime than murder, because, it's way worse in real life. But anyways, should that ever come up? Should, the way the comic got on stage and outed Cosby, maybe one time a comic will come on stage and out me. Maybe it'll be me. Maybe I just did it. And they look and you guys go, that's a joke, but then somebody goes, maybe I should look into that. And they go to a certain place and find a slaughtered man, long since slaughtered man, with my DNA all over him. I did some stuff to him after, which I'm not proud of at all. Well, we all make mistakes in our youth, but listen. The point is, if I went to jail and the judge said, you have been convicted of manslaughter, but because the jury found that you slaughtered that man, have you anything to say for yourself? Then I would say, yes, I only have one thing to say. I am a lady. Then you go, you're not a lady? And I go, you fucking bigot. How dare you say that? I think I am a lady, and I should know more than anybody. Who would know more if I'm a lady? You, some judge of some sort, or me, a lady. Now ship me out to ladies' jail. Come on. Get me over there. Because I feel I would be a big hit in ladies' jail. I'm very popular. That is my feeling. My buddy was it's a girl, she's going to show me on YouTube, apparently they have gender reclassification surgery you can watch. And I said, I'd rather watch fucking ISIS videos. It's in its infancy, that particular procedure. Even most of the people that turn into ladies go, I'm keeping my cock. That's the odd thing about the whole thing. Go, I'm a lady with a cock. What the fuck is that? And I'm a lesbian, huh? How the fuck does that work? I could definitely go for that. Go, I'm a lady with a cock, lesbian, and then the lesbians, of course, would like you on account of you got a cock. You don't have to go buy one in the store. On the way home from the lesbian bar. You're on your way home. Better buy a cock. Don't worry about it, I got one. You got a cock? Lesbian with a cock. But listen, I don't pretend to understand. Not me, man. Just an old chunk of coal trying to figure out life. You know, there are things about time that, especially as you get old, that the snow gets a little deeper. Steps get a mite steeper. I'm testing my material for when I get to be a real old man. Like 20 years from now, old crotchety man. I don't like anything. When I was a kid, everything was different. When I was a kid, pot was something you made your beans in. Hash was something you ate for breakfast with your eggs down at the diner. Acid, something you threw in a fellow's face when he danced with your wife. Ecstasy. It's just a feeling you had. It's a fused your viscera with excitement when you threw that acid in that fellow's. He had it coming, he was dancing on my way. Now, what's his name? Caitlin, the beautiful Caitlin, is considered brave. Words have different meanings now. Heroic has a different meaning. You know, people always go, man, you know what? You know what the real heroes are? Whenever they ask you that question, the answer is never the real heroes. It's all some fucking other thing. They never go, you know what the real heroes are? The soldiers. It's never that. So I was like, you know what the real heroes are? The teachers. You go, what the fuck are you talking about? Not the firemen or nothing? No. They're the heroes that everybody thinks are heroes. The firemen, the policemen, yeah. But no, it's teachers. And both my parents were teachers, you know. My mom is still with us, and my dad is not. But they were both teachers, and both very nice folk, you know. But nothing heroic about them at all. No. To me, the most heroic job in the world is volunteer fireman. You ever hear of that job? The volunteer fireman. Because think of that job. Volunteer fireman. It combines incredible danger with complete absence of pay. Like a guy runs into a burning building, grabs a kid, here you go, kid. Ooh, goddamn, I'm hungry. I haven't had a meal in a couple of days. Huh? What's that? Oh, you forgot your cat. Oh, okay, I'll be right back. And then a big beam hits the guy, and some orange sparkly stuff comes off it. And he gets the cat. It's like, here you go. Oh, my stomach is kind of bulging. They say after you haven't eaten for a while, counterintuitively, the stomach gets bigger. Huh? What's that? Oh, your teddy bear. Yeah, no, I'll go back. Listen, I think you could try to scrounge up a sandwich. Ask somebody if they got a sandwich around. Maybe your parents. Tell your parents that I saved you. And then maybe they'd make me a nice sandwich. Imagine me as a hero. A teacher. Can't agree with that one. Because, and I know where I'm talking about, because I had a lot of teachers. I used to be a student a long time ago. So I know teachers. I've seen them. I've met many. But not once, not ever, did I go, hey, listen, Barney, I was just thinking. I was looking at old man Hendrickson up there at the chalkboard, see how he's erasing the chalk? He's writing shit with the chalk, and now he's erasing it. He's kind of a hero in a way. When you think about it, the way he tells us what to do all the fucking time and shit, then we have to do it because we're scared of him. Seems like kind of an easy job to me, personally. Like, how many jobs are there where you're 10 times bigger than everyone you work with? That's a nice perk. Is there any hero at all in the deal? I would say it would be the children that seem to do the bulk of the work. You know, she was like, here, 500 words and some shit you don't care about. You're like, here you go. And all right, see. That's your contribution? What?
qualifications you need. Like other jobs, you have to have, you have to know what the fuck you're doing. But let's say you teach grade 5, the 5th grade. What qualifications do you need? 6th grade education. And more than that, like what you were saying, overqualified. You're not going to know what the fuck you're talking about. 4 years? That's what it takes. Some of the children will be smaller than others. Like, how many years would it take? If I could say one thing about the real heroes of the country, which I believe are the teachers, I don't believe they're the real heroes. I misspoke again. I think the real heroes are the real heroes. Teachers, they get good press because people often say to me, "You know who the real heroes are?" I go, "Are they the real heroes?" They go, "No." I go, "Oh, they're the teachers." It's counterintuitive that it doesn't seem like a heroic job, but yes. First of all, if you're a teacher, you get the same fucking vacations as a child. You get 4 months a year off. My vacation? I get almost no time off. We're 48 weeks a year. So 4 weeks a year I get off. What about you? You're not one of those fucking teachers, right? She seems like a teacher. Now, are you a teacher? What do you teach? What grade?
High school.
What grade? What grade? No, but what grade? Not so easy when it's the other way around. It's always easy to ask the questions. The real heroes are the fucking students. You actually have to answer the question. Now, what grade do you teach? 9 through 12. So you need a grade 13 education. You're the real hero. No, you're the real hero. No, I'm just kidding. You're the real hero. Our husband said, "You're not the real hero. Shut the fuck up." I know, it's a fun thing to say. But what do you do? What do you do for a living that your wife's the real hero? What? You know you're not the actual real hero, don't you? You look obsessed. Did you see how upset she is? So you actually feel you're the real hero? See, I think you've disqualified yourself a little. Because I believe real heroes don't think they are. Because when you hear the real hero, it's good to be here. I said, "God damn it." Sorry, I shouldn't swear like that, I'm trying to be a good person, and I'm swearing.
You're still working.
I try not to do bad things, you know what I mean? That's well, I guess everybody probably like that. Even people that do bad things probably think they are. Like I saw Bill Cosby, he didn't look like he knew he did anything. You know what I mean? Sometimes people will go to me, "You ever think he'll perform again?" But I think he might. I think they assume, will he perform and talk about raping ladies? That I don't think. he'll ever do, because he's a very clean comedian. And his act would never touch on such vile fucking subject material. But he could be just like, I go into the courtroom, and I'm sitting beside Camille now. The man says, we are ready to begin the United States of America versus Bill Cosby. I said, this is not going well, Camille. Then the prosecuting attorney shows a bunch of papers on which ladies' names. And there's 148 ladies. And Camille says, that's only the A's. I said, this is not going well. My lawyer told me, the longer the jury is retired, the better it is for you. So, the jury goes to retire, I go to take a sip from my drink before the glass has touched my lips. The jury is back. I said, this is not going well. Camille, what if I sold that to him? That would not look good on my resume. I opened for him, Cosby, and goddamn, I had the greatest Bill Cosby story ever, and now it's not in the top 10,000. I can't even tell it to people because they go, you're not going to believe this. Bill Cosby, did he rape you? No. Just forget about it. Forget it. It's not that, not as good a story as I thought. Because you go in, and you know, I get worried all the time and shit, and because I'm of an age where, like for instance, not a day goes by that I don't check the status of my left arm. You know what I mean? A lot of my days spent going, what the fuck is going on there? It feels a little bit weird. Maybe I'll phone 911. They don't give a fuck. They're like, what the fuck? You're like, my arm hurts. My left arm. It's my left. Okay, well, same to you, fella. You gotta phone them after you have the massive heart attack, you know? You're like, yeah, remember me? I used to have the arm, the left arm? Yeah, well, I was right. Yes, I'm using my last few moments on earth to say you killed me. But I don't like regular doctors because, you know, all they do is send you to specialists. Like, why can't I, if my foot hurts, how come I can't go to a fucking foot doctor? You know what I mean? Oh, God, hey, is this the foot doctor? Yeah. Listen, my foot hurts. Can I get a doc to see it? You're one of your foot doctors? You gotta go to a regular doctor. What's he gonna do? Oh, he'll send you over here. Well, it costs $80. You gotta give $80 to him. And what does the regular doctor ever even do? They take your blood pressure. I've had my blood pressure taken probably 10,000 times. You know, and you never get worried or anything. You know, and it feels fun because you feel like Superman on one arm or something. But then the guy's like, wow, you're 140 over 5. He goes, is that good? They go, I don't even know anymore. All blurs together. Right? Now I'm going to strike your knee with a hammer. What do you think about that? From the cartoons? You're still doing that shit? What does that ever fucking prove? Ever helped anybody? They hit your knee with a hammer. They go, ah, my knee! And then the guy's like, excellent. Yes. Exactly how you should react when someone hits you in the knee with a hammer. You just pay Janice over there $80. What about when
they just use their smartness to trick you, you know, because they know bigger words than you and shit. So one time I'm there, I go, God damn, doc, I don't know, man, I got something where I'm always tired. And the guy's like, Sally, you got chronic fatigue syndrome. God damn. I go, what's that? He's like, well, chronic means always, and fatigue means you get tired, and syndrome means something you got. Anyway, so $80. I like how they check for cancer. You heard that? They go, here you go. Poke your belly for a few minutes. As if cancer's that stupid, it's gonna fucking hide like a quarter of a centimeter under your fucking belly. Cancer hides where everything hides, up your ass. You know what I mean? That's where rare jewels go to hide. That's where expensive narcotics go to hide. That's where cancer goes to hide, because they all think, well, nobody's got to look at my guy's fucking ass. There's no ass doctor. Well, it turns out there is ass doctor. Thank God for them. And at first, you know, I was a little suspicious about the ass doctor. I'll say that when I first went, because I know there's that time in medical school where you have to choose your, you know, specialty. And I said, you know. And so the head doctor's like, all right, listen to me, doctor students, and I will tell you. There's many things you can do in doctrine. I guess we'll start with the top. Hey, how about a brain surgeon? Can you imagine that, huh? Imagine having, I mean, that's a synonym for intelligence itself. People go, wait, the guy, boy, he's a brain surgeon, you know? And the brain is the central neuropathic. What is it, Fred? I think so. Yes, I wanted to ask a question about the brain surgery. Yeah, what is it? You get to look in a guy's ass? No, Fred. There's a heart surgeon. Oh, hey, how about the heart? For years, poets have made it akin to the very soul. So, imagine the godlike feeling you'll have, student doctors, when you take a man's heart, still beating, in your hands, and are able to... What is it, Fred? I was thinking about doing the heart thing. When you, let's say you take the heart out, is that before or after you look up the guy's asshole? What's wrong with you, Fred? God damn it. It's always like this with you. And meanwhile, Fred's a fucking pioneer. It's funny, people say small world, but you almost never say it. It's almost never applicable because it's not true. You know what I mean? It's like you meet a guy, you're in Paris or some fucking thing, you go, hey, I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. The guy goes, I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, small world, but it doesn't have an M, you know? It's usually like, hey, I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. What about you? I'm from here, France. Wow, this is a fucking big world, man. This is a giant globe we live on. Large, big, very large. People hardly ever come in contact with each other as it happens. And I took an airplane here. It was scary because there was turbulence, you know, and I don't know if you like turbulence. Who the fuck likes turbulence? What kind of question is that? Am I retarded? I gotta get myself together. Nobody likes turbulence on planes, of course. I get afraid, I get scared, you know what I mean? I get scared. I try to do the best that I can. Like, here's the thing. I haven't listened for a long time, so I heard a new one that I hadn't heard. This one where the oxygen mask falls down. They go, if your oxygen mask falls down, make sure you put it on yourself first, and then put it on your little child. And I was like, that was my fucking plan the whole time. I'm glad with everybody. And, but here's the great thing in Hanukkah playing. What I always do, I sit in the exit row. And it's fantastic because you get like a lot of extra leg room. And all you have to do to sit in the exit row is to lie. Seems like a good enough bargain, you know? The stewardess comes, or the flight attendant, lady, you know, we don't call them. We used to call, whatever. I can't keep up, but we used to call the ladies on the airplane stewardesses. If they were flight attendants, if they were a lady, they were stewardess, and if they were a man, well, you know, yeah. So it was a bad time, you know. A hateful time. How was everybody so hateful back in the day? Like my dad was old when he had me, he was 50. He fought in a motherfucking war, right? So to me, that gives him a pass, whatever the fuck he wants to think. He can think anything he wants. Guy was in the fucking war. I got like an 18-year-old kid telling me, I'm like, yeah, my dad, man, he was this fucking guy was, you know. And so anyways, he's like, yeah, he sounds like a bad guy. I go, no. You know, he was fucking, if he was old, he'd be 1,000. He's, you know, he was 50 when he had me. Old man. World War II. This guy's 18. What the fuck am I going to learn from an 18-year-old? You know what I'm saying? 12 years ago, the motherfucker was 6. And suddenly, he got opinions? Everybody got opinions. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so yeah, I'm on the airplane, and that's what, so you sit, this is what happens. You sit in the exit row, and then the steward, the flight attendants, they come up and they say, listen, in case of a you know explosion and everything, and the white and black smoke racing down the fuselage to grab your neck and choke you. Would you mind just like, hey, after you, please? And then you go, yes. Yeah, I'll do that. And they have to hear it verbally now. They can't just fucking nod your head. It's not binding enough. You know, you have to say, yes. So then later, after the crash, you know, and the... But anyway, as I say it, I go, yes. Of course, in real life, I fucking wouldn't. I'd get out before my mother, you know. I go, yeah, back you all apart. You've left a full life. I still got shit. I used to be on the TV. I'm fucking more. You know what the fuck? But listen, I don't know about that. They just tell you all this shit so that you'll be a little calmer on the airplane. Because if the airplane does go down, that fucking stuff, the seat cover, or what is it, the cushion works as the float. You ever hear, hey, today a fucking plane crashed in the Pacific, but everybody's cool, they're floating around. Luckily, they listen to the lady or the man, and people are listening. Also, if you crash at that velocity, it's just you're like dematerialized. You know what I'm saying? You're like it's just reduced to your essence, your stuff. Basically, I would say at that point you're a bunch of stuff. They find an airplane full of stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of airplane wreckage, but you can look at it and never see a body. There's a suitcase here and there, and they show the whole picture. No, I don't see one fucking person. It's because you're stuff. Ashes to ashes, stuff to stuff. And, sorry for quoting the scriptures, I hate to do that. But, You crash. Now, then they call it remains. You know, a big fancy word for it, but you and I know it's stuff. And they do this because victims of the relatives of the victims want the remains. You know, I don't know why, but it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Brings them closure. You know what I mean? They're at home. They're like, God, man, I can't get to sleep without thinking of my poor son in his final moments. If only I could see his remains. And then I'd sleep well. There's a chance they bring me a bag of his remains. The fuck? And it's not like you're gonna get the real remain. Like it's not. They don't go on the plane and go, look at that lock of strawberry blonde hair. That looks a little bit like Agnes over. Did somebody see her thigh bone splinter earlier? Why don't we? There's no reconstruction going on. All they do, maybe they find your ID. Go, look at this, Norm Macdonald. It said here he weighed 190 pounds. All right, shovel 190 pounds of stuff into the bag. Now, write Norm on the side of that bag. Send it to Norm's mother. She'll be happy. She'll be thrilled. And then my mother gets it. Excellent. Look at that. It's a Norm, all right. Hey, I don't remember him having 3 eyeballs. I guess none of us really knew him, really. Who can know another man at all? But anyways, I don't want to talk about this fucking... You can do some things to try to avoid things. Like, for instance, like try to avoid flying over the Andes, whatever you do, the fucking Andes. Because then, for some reason, you survive. So that you can grapple with cannibalism, you know? It's a nice little fucking trick they do, you know? And so then you're up on the goddamn, and now I'm against cannibalism, but anything, if you know anything about me personally, you'll know, you know, check out my fucking web and all that shit. I am against cannibalism. I talk about it everywhere. Not here, I'm not gonna, this is a bully pulpit and I refuse to use this. And also, I get people when they're young. Like you guys, you've already have your beliefs on cannibalism. I'm not going to change your minds. I get the young people, the high school. I go to high schools. I go to high schools across this great continent, except for Mexico. I don't want to go to Mexico. But Canada and the United States. So across this great continent, except for Mexico, I don't want to go there. I go and I speak to the youngsters, you know, about cannibalism. And mostly I let them know, I go, you know, it's not cool, you know, if you're a cannibal. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. For a while, you're going to be looking, you know, you ate a fucking guy in the algebra class, you know. People will be talking about you, but in the long run, you know, it's a blemish on the old CV. But, you see, sometimes I think, oh, I'm on my high horse. Oh, I'm against cannibalism. Oh, look at me, I'm better than anybody else. But that's because it's never been put to test, you know? That's why I avoid the Andes, because I don't want to be put to the test of my beliefs, you know what I mean? Beliefs are shaky, as the scriptures say. Now, let's suppose I live in a world, in this, the greatest possible country, in the greatest of all possible worlds, and there's always cheese sandwiches around. So I don't have to eat a fucking person. Now, the Andes, they don't have cheese sandwiches, they don't have vending machines, I don't know. If if you want to make a fucking fortune, you just go to the Andes and put up a fucking vending machine. But they don't have any, so I try to stay away from them. And then, so people crash, and then they have to grapple with this moral issue, whether they're going to consume a fellow human being, you know, consume a fellow man. And of course, at the end, they always break and do it. And they always wait too late, too long, and then they're just mad with hunger, so they just rip into the co-pilot, fucking eating them, you know? That's no way to eat. That's what I've heard. You're not supposed to gorge. That's what. I'm not a nutritionist, but someone told me grazing is the way to eat. Small, like you're supposed to have, like for breakfast, a small portion of co-pilot. And then at lunch. But that's why you should know what you believe. So you don't have to make up your moral compass. You don't have to set your moral compass under these situations. You should know before you even get on a plane. Like I know. Like if I'm on an airplane and there's any turbulence at all, immediately I'll go, I'm meeting that fucker at 4F. Big fat guy in first class. I seen him when I walked by. That guy looked delicious. And then I would find that guy, fucking drag him behind a snowbank. And everybody else would be like, oh, getting hungry. I'm like, yeah. Me too, in a way. Crap. The funny thing is, now all these books are coming out about why he won, you know what I mean? Because it kind of surprised everybody. And now it's like Trump Nation, why did they, what under, I saw one book, Evident, there's one called Evident, like that. That's all I tell you. I had I'm a simple man, but I had a little epiphany one night. I was like, I don't know if this had anything to do with anything. But think about this. Yes, Donald Trump won, but he was the only guy running. I don't think enough As we know, a lady ran against him for the first time in American history, and what a great fucking timing that was for that little experiment. Didn't work out at all. She actually wrote a book, and they say don't judge a book by its cover. Hillary's book, not only can you judge it by its cover, you have to read it. Like the cover itself says everything. This is the cover. I walked by, I swear to God, I looked in the window of the bookstore and I saw it, and this is what the cover said. It said, "What happened? Hillary Rodham Clinton." So I was like, oh. I didn't know she was so self-aware. Because that's what it was. I don't care what anybody says. People said, we hate Hillary so much. There's such burning, raw, red hatred. We hate her so much. You know what? We're going to vote for somebody we hate more than her. Just to rub it in. Some fucking guys. Funny hair. Don King. Is that what I fucking picked up? Don King. Don King and Donald Trump remind me of the same guy. Oh, by the way, I do an impression of Don King. Would you like to hear my impression of Don King? Yeah. All right, here it is. This is Don King. Don King, if he lived in Japan. So instead of living in America, he lives in Japan. Okay, so here it is. Only in Japan, y'all. Only in Japan. Oh, Japan is so good. Only in Japan. Only in Japan. He's a motherfucking guy, this guy. I met this fucker. This guy is so charming. All you say is your name, and it's like a compliment. You know what I mean? Like I met him, he's like, Norm Macdonald, y'all. And you feel good. Oh, yeah, that's my name. And, but he was not charming when I first. This is what happened. I'll tell you this quick story. So I'm doing David Letterman, right? So this is my fucking comedic idea. I say, it was for one of my shows. I think it was the new Norm Macdonald show. And so I was doing it. And so I said, oh, here's an idea. I'll go and I said to David Letterman, I said, here's my idea. I'll go and I'll pretend that I don't want to promote the show because it's kind of embarrassing. I'll say, you know, my manager's always telling me to promote, but, you know, why doesn't he promote? And here he is, and then the manager's Don King. That was the joke. So Don King says he'll do it because he'll do anything. So I show up. I thought this guy was the most charming guy in the world, and then I met him in this little room, and I don't know if you've ever sensed evil, but goddamn, and he was no like, none of that. He was like, crossed his hands, he had all his jewelry and shit, and didn't look at me. And then there were all these Nation of Islam guys. Nothing to make you feel more comfortable than 9 Nation of Islam guys standing there. So they were all standing behind him. And then he goes, yeah. And I go, oh, ha, ha. And I'm thinking, just abandon this. And I go, here's the thing. I was thinking, you know, I'd pretend I'm modest and shit, and then you come out and you go, hey, it's good, you know. And he's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Norm Macdonald. He's like, oh, so he writes it down. And then he says, all right. I said, hey, I thought of an idea because I'm going up against the show. There was a show at the time called 60 Minutes 2. It was 60 Minutes was on Sunday, and then 60 Minutes 2 was on Tuesday. So I say to Don King, I go, hey, I think it'd be funny if I said, Don, you're saying how good I am, but remember, I got tough competition. What about 60 Minutes 2? And then he says, what's 60 minutes? And I'm like, oh. So I just want to get the fuck out. And I go, it's just a program, you know. And so he turns to one of the Nation of Islam guys. This is before computers, as I find out about them. So I'm like, but you don't have to, you know, we can just abandon the whole idea, you know. And he's like, no, we'll do it. So I'm with Letterman, I'm fucking so scared, you know, I'm petrified, because he doesn't know me, he doesn't know the idea, nothing, you know? And also he had just fixed a fight, so Letterman was angry at him. So Letterman didn't want to have him on. Now Letterman hates me, but I'm afraid not to have him on because I'm afraid he'll murder me or have me murdered. And so he goes, so anyways, I go, hey Dave, we do our little fucking shit. And I go, I think my manager, since he's always the one that's telling me how I should promote things, and he gets 10% of my money, why doesn't he promote me? And here he is, my manager, Don King. And so Don King comes out with his 2 little American plays. The place goes fucking crazy. Like nuts. And then he does that stuff where he just says, only in America, only Norm Macdonald and David Letterman, y'all. David Letterman and Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald from Canada, David Letterman, America. And he takes a Canadian and only in America, David Letterman. And everybody's fucking cheering, going nuts. So I'm scared, you know. And he goes, now you know that Norm Macdonald show going to be the best show ever? Norm Macdonald show is going to be the best show that ever was. Ever going to be the best show ever will be. And I go, well, that's nice to say. You know, playing my part, I said, nice to say, Don, but remember we have competition, you know, like we have 60 Minutes 2. And he goes, 60 Minutes 2? He goes, let me ask you a question now, 60 Minutes 2. Does that have Mike Wallace? I go, no, it doesn't. He goes, does it have less than stall? I go, no, it doesn't have less than. He goes, let me ask you this, does 60 Minutes 2 have Andy Rooney? I go, no, Don, it doesn't have Andy Rooney. He goes, 60 Minutes 2? I call it 60 Minutes Who? Only in America, the Norm Macdonald. So out of evil. The upcoming election. Hey, what about this upcoming election, though? It's going to be a serious thing. Seriously, you know? There's going to be a lot of people that want to be president, you know? And they're going to be trying to get us to vote for them to be the president of the United States. And you're going to be asked, it's a scary time for me because this is where those opinions are going to come out. People are going to be asking you your opinion, you know? And you got to have an opinion nowadays. I don't know if you've noticed this, but when I was a kid, people would have like 7, 8 opinions, like tops. You know, most of them were about food and stuff, you know what I mean? Colors, like favorite colors. But now you're expected to have an opinion about every single thing that's ever happened or will happen or might happen. And so you'll see when the election starts, the commercials will be targeting the people that are very smart, you know what I mean? The very smart people on one side, the very smart people on the other side. And they'll try to get those people cemented up, you know? So the commercials will be very difficult. I remember this from the last election. It'll be the same this time. Like a guy will come on and, you know, he'll say, or a lady. I say that a lot. And a guy will say, listen, if you want to know my answers to climate change, as well as the immigration crisis, as well as unemployment and prison reform, then you should go on my website where I have a 35-page position paper explaining all my issues. And then I go, oh no. Not going to do that. Listen, you seem like a fine enough fellow and all that, but here's the thing. I am not going to read your position paper on account of a guy told me earlier today that I just have the one life. Your choices are to be. I still have 2 seasons of Matlock I got to get through. You know what I'm saying? Can't be reading. Here's an interesting thing. I have no opinions. Basically my opinion is I don't know. You know what I mean? Most of the things. Because they're too complicated for me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Ask a smart guy that wrote a book about it. Don't ask me. You know? And I know a lot of people don't know because a lot of times you'll watch a CNN or something like that, right? And they'll have a poll and they'll have a question, and the question will be very difficult. It'll be like, do you believe the Sea of Japan and its many encounters will hurt the GNP of Polynesia? And then it asks you that question. Then it goes, at the end of the half hour, we will tell you what the results are. And then at the end, they show a pie chart with the results. And that's cool. It looks like a pie, you know? And so there's the pie chart, and then wedges of pie shows the answers. And it's always like 45% yes, 45% no, 10% I don't know. So then I feel good about myself. I'm like, well, that's 10%. 10%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but this is a big country, you know? And so that's 30, 40 million people, you know? Depending on if the country has 300 or 400 million people. So that's a great number of people, and I'm not unproud of being one of those people. And I always answer those polls, you know, because I want my voice heard. You know, I'm a sucker for those polls. Every time I see them, I phone them up and go, "Hello, yes, is this the TV? Okay, listen to me now. You asked me a question earlier, and listen, man, I don't know what. I gotta be honest with you. But hey, I got a question for you. How about this? What did that second word mean? In your question, huh? What's that now? Oh. How about that? Huh? All right. Anyway, I better end up on that fucking pie chart, pal. I'll tell you that. I'm no sap. But here's the thing. The I don't know is, you notice that usually too, the yes and the no are always almost equal. That's what's weird about this country. And the I don't know, that's why when it comes to the end of the election, suddenly the I don't know vote becomes very important. Every single time. You know, it's like the election's tomorrow, and they go, "We got to get those guys that haven't made up their minds yet, even though it's been a year and a half, and they don't fucking know still. How do we get them?" And it's kind of a weird way to choose the leader of the free world. You know, a bunch of guys like me that don't know shit about anything. But there you have it. Then the commercials are no longer about 35-page policy papers, because then they're trying to get guys like me. They make it very simple, very easy for us to understand, you know? Like a person will come on and go, "Yes, let me ask you this question. Do you like green? The color green?" And I go, "Yeah, fucking right, I like green. Why?" I go, "Well, so is this guy." And there's a guy waving. He's got a green shirt on. He's like... And I'm like, "Ruth, get the fuck out of here. Come and see this guy on the TV. Finally, a guy." You know how I'm talking about how cool green is all the time and shit? Here's a guy that has me speaking to me. Ruth. Ruth? This is what I read. You know how they say you have a brain behind your brain? That kind of, I don't know if it's true, but you know what I'm talking about. Subconscious or unconscious, whatever, you know? You don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. So you got your regular brain up here. That adds things together, so you know how much this cabbage costs. But then, there's another brain behind. And you don't even know misuse my fucking celebrity. You know what I mean? Like for instance, my kid, he's a retard. I put him in a retard college. I didn't fucking know. Like nobody told me, "Hey, your retard kid can go to fucking Harvard." I would have gone, "What?" I'm paying a fortune to put him in a fucking retard school. I'd rather put him in for, a fortune and a half, get him in her or whatever. I shouldn't say retard. You know, I got actually in a little bit of trouble. I don't forget what happened. I think I got in trouble for not saying retard. I tried to change. I was about to say retard. I said Down syndrome. And anyway, that was worse. I don't know. I don't keep up on the rules too good. But isn't it supposed to be about context, you know? Context. Isn't that supposed to be important? So, yes, I would use the word retard, but here's the context. Here's what I would say. I love retards. So how on earth could that be pejorative? And I honestly do. I always have. I live in LA. I'm in an apartment. 4 apartments down from me lives a man and a wife and their 19-year-old son, a retard. I wanted this guy to be my best friend, this 19-year-old kid. And the parents didn't go for it. I wonder why. Such a cynical world, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's my type, a fucking 19-year-old retard. That's who I want to fuck, you know? The reason that I love retards, the reason that I envy people that other pity is because retards are happy. Everyone I ever see is happy. And isn't that what we want? Isn't that what all we want in life? Isn't that happiness? You know what I mean? And I'm sometimes happy, but not like a retard happy. I mean, I swear to God, I'm not even joking. If there was a injection of retard juice I could put in my arm, I'd take it. Happiness, that's what I'm looking for. And that's what's so hard to find. It's hard to find. There's too much. I remember one time I went to Frontierland. This is a fucking place. We have a fake bank and guys who fucking the sheriff and the guy runs out with a green bag. Stop his blackbird, all that shit, right? Then there's the sign that says, would you like to be a pan for gold? I go, God damn right I would. Me and my brother, right? So this old prospector comes. The guy's not an old prospector. And he's like, hey there, fellers, you know, whatever. And we get there. He goes, you look at you think you're gonna find some of the gold? And I'm like, God damn, you live down the street. I know who you are. Stop with that shit. So, anyways, we pan. I don't know if you've ever panned for gold. So they put you in front of a trough, and it's water, sand with water in it. And then you go like this here, right? Yeah, and then through the screen, the water comes out, and then you're left with sand. So then, 5 minutes turns to 10 minutes, 10 minutes turns to 20 minutes, 20 minutes to, you know how time works. I don't tell you that. But after a while, you're like, hey, prospector, I've been panning for a long fucking time, and it's sand. He's like, keep at it, fellers. I'm like, yeah. So anyways, finally, I remember this. It was into the second hour, maybe at 1 hour 10 mark. My brother sees something. He sees something. We don't even know to this day. We talk about it. It was like just a shadow of a glister of something that we took to be gold. And we were filled with such happiness. And that's what I think happiness is. I think in real life, that's how often happiness occurs. Most of life is sand. You're like, God damn, it's sand. I'm tired of this. Ooh, what's that? So, meanwhile, retards are like walking around with big gold fucking bars, you know what I mean? I don't know. I cannot understand people pitying people that I envy. What is to pity? You know? There'll be like 4 retards talking and 2 guys will go like, look at them over there laughing. Oh my God, it's a shame. They don't understand the horrors of life. That's the problem. That's the problem when you get down to it. No cure, they'll probably die laughing like that. They'll probably die happy. Think about that for a second. I'll tell you what I like, man, because I don't know a lot of stuff, right? Never got a good education, all that stuff. But it used to be I couldn't like when I was talking to somebody, right? I would have to It's hard to talk to people one-on-one, like in a party, because, like my friend said, it's really easy, Norm. All you have to do is listen to the person, you know? And that's true. You do it. I'm excellent at that. That's my best thing, is just listening to the other person talk. But then, eventually, the guy stops talking. And then you're like, oh, hi. I forgot to think of something to say. I'll tell you what, you keep talking, and then the next time you stop, I'll have something to say. So what you have to do is two things at once. Yes, you listen to the guy, but if he says anything that you have any knowledge of, right, you keep that in your head, right? Like a guy gets, maybe he talks about Star Trek or something. You go, hey, wait a second, I know something about Star Trek. As soon as this motherfucker stopped talking, I'll say that cool fact I know about Star Trek. Excellent. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doodly-doo, doodly-doodly-doo. So this is peace. Somehow a guy changed the subject. You ever have that? And then he goes, anyways, the thing with the Panama Canal. You're like, oh! No, wait, listen now. Hold on here a minute. It's very interesting what you are saying now. But what about then? Remember then? Anyways, you were talking about Star Trek, and I was just put in mind of a thing that I wanted to let you know. We all know about, of course, Captain Shatner and Dr. Spock, you know, the half man, half volcano. But what a lot of people don't understand, and what they don't know, is that the starship that they drove around in space was not actually called the Star Trek. It was called the Enterprise. Okay, you talk for a while now again, and then they talk for a while. Also, thanks to this here, which I don't have to show you, I could have just told you, the magic phone, it's great because it democratizes knowledge. Knowledge is power. That's what somebody said once. Now, if you have all the knowledge in the world in your pocket right here, you know, so I can talk to anyone now. They can bring up anybody. You know what I mean? They can go, I don't know if you know the actor Robert Carradine. And I go, of course I know the actor Robert Carradine. I got to go to the bathroom. And then I go on my magic phone. And I go back to the conversation. I go, yes, I was just thinking about Robert Carradine. And you know what I like about him? First of all, he was an American actor. But here's a thing I would never do. And because I think even if and of course there is no God, we know that. But even though I know there's no God, right? Why would I try to get someone else to join me in that belief? Like that to me seems, like it's not a sin because there's no such thing as a sin, but it seems like a very bad thing to do. You know what I mean? Just because you're smart and they're not, you know, you're supposed to go, excuse me over there. Yes, you with the glister of hope in your eye. Come on over here, I want to tell you something. Here's the thing. It's all meaningless. You're born, you get sick, and then you die, and they put dirt on you. Anyways, you want to come over to my house and talk all the fucking day with me and my friends about it? That's all we do. I have a podcast, so would you like to do that? Would that appeal to you? I would never do that. Never do that. Like a lot of people go, hey, why do Christians have to shut everything down?
everybody's throat, you know. It's because it says that in the Bible, you know, to go and tell other people so they can, you know, have heaven too. But nobody wants to. Like, you know, you'd like to be invited to a party again. You know, you don't want to fucking be that. It's just, usually I don't do it. I just take the risk, you know. If it was up to me, I wouldn't care. Like, my version of heaven would be I'd be up in heaven, and I'd watch all my friends getting raped by the devil for all of eternity. That'd be part of the fun for me, huh? But you got to do your best, you know? And God, I did not mean to be preachy. Boy, if it comes off as that, I apologize completely. I hate preachy people when it comes to their religion. All I'm trying to say is if you want to get into heaven, you have to go through Jesus Christ. That's all. You know, if you consider that preachy, what can I say? It's funny with the Ten Commandments because they seem so arbitrary, you know? Like some of them seem easy, right? Like, thou shalt not kill. Come on, man. You can get through life without killing some motherfucker. God damn. Does that make you such a great person? Go, hey, I didn't kill anybody. Oh, come on in. Here's your fucking eternal life reward. You didn't kill anybody, right? No, I didn't. But then there's other more nuanced ones that are very difficult, like coveting. This is one that always, you know, I go, oh, how can I not covet? Like, it's just so in me, and I don't know how to escape the human bonds of covetousness. Like the commandment says, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's ox. Okay, first of all, this is unfair because some people's neighbors don't have an ox. So they're just fucking off the hook on that one. Meanwhile, what about me? I got an ox, right? Off this Mexican guy. It doesn't matter what race he was. But the point is, I shouldn't have gone cheap. I should have got a new ox. So I get the fucking thing, and then it's all like matted fur, like scraggly fucking old ox and shit. And then he's got like a hump on his shoulders. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I phoned the Mexican guy. I'm like, what the fuck is it? He's like, he's got bursitis. I'm like, ah. He's like, yeah, like Nixon. I'm like, Nick, what? He's like, as long as he doesn't pull anything or lift. I'm like, what? An ox? So anyways, now I'm stuck. Nobody wants to buy it. I got the ox. It's like gross ox. It's like sitting in my garage all day, you know? And I can't do anything about it because there's that other commandment, thou shalt not kill. So I can't, like, you know, kill my ox. I'm just stuck with it. So then, now I leave my house, right? And I walk down to the corner store, and my neighbor, his garage door is open. What a surprise. And what's in his garage? Just the most beautiful, like lustrous, I don't even know what the color is. It's sort of like aquamarine with steel blue, just shining, the top Belgian ox. My neighbor's like, you like it? I'm like, no. I got my ox, see? I like it. I don't like me, I like my life, and I like my ox.
Now listen, man, I like the news. You guys like the news? I always watch the news, and I'll tell you something about the news. I don't understand it. But it's for some reason I watch it. I don't even know why, but I think I'm supposed to or something. So I'll watch it, and then the guy will come on and he'll go, hey, anyways, today the deficit. And then I'll go, ah, I've heard that word. And the guy goes, today the Dow Jones NASDAQ Composite Index is down. And then I go, ah, that's not good. down. Up. I like when it's up. That's my opinion on the... Seems like there's too much news, like, you know, because now they have 24-hour news. Now, when I was a young boy, the news was half a hour. That was the whole news, you know. And a guy would come on and he'd have a tie, you know, and shit, and he would say the news. And it was a half a hour long. Now, it's 24 hours long. Now, it turns out that back in the old days when it was only half an hour, they had it about right. That's about all the news there is. Even then, there'd always be like a story, some fucking story at the end about a caribou or some horse shit. So there wasn't even enough to fill the half an hour. But 24 hours, way too long. So they have to keep repeating stories all the time and everything, and they'll make up stories, you know. They do that a lot, make up things that aren't really news stories, but they have to, you know, fill the 24 hours, you know. And the one I noticed that they make up a lot, this is the latest one I've seen. I see this all the time on the news. The newsman will come on, he'll go, good evening, everybody. This is the newsman. Whatever he says, he's not going to say that. And he goes, our top story tonight, a lady has vanished. That's the story. And then he goes, let's go outside where there's another guy. So then they cut to outside. And then there's a guy outside and he's like, hey, listen, how's it going inside? We're outside and we found out about this lady that vanished. Her name was Janice, and they found her car here in the Taco Bell parking lot. And don't worry about the car, it's fine. But can't find hiding her hair of the lady. Well, back to you. So then you're watching, you go, well, I don't give a fuck on account I never knew Janice in the first place. Matter of fact, I'm kind of happy it's Janice and not somebody I know. But then what they do is they start telling you about Janice, you know? And they go, hey, we found out some cool things about Janice. And you're like, no, that's cool, I don't want to hear it. They go, no, you want to hear it. They can't help themselves. So they go, let's go back to Bill. He's still outside. And how's it going, Bill? And Bill's like, it's all right. It's no inside, but it's cool. And anyways, we found out about Janice. Turns out she's a good lady. And we found some friends of hers, and here they are. And then sure enough, they show a lady, and it says, friend of Janice. And she says, I'll tell you something about Janice. You want to hear about Janice? Janice is the type of lady that you could always turn to. You know, you ever want to turn to somebody? Like if you got a problem or something, and you feel like you want to turn. You ever do that? Or maybe your neck just hurts and you want to anyways. The point of it is that once you swiveled your head over this way, the person you'd most want to see in your eye line would be Janice. And then they have another friend of Janice that wasn't the first one. And she'll go, I'll tell you, Janice, oh my God. She was the type of lady that she could walk into a room and light up the whole room, you know? And she didn't have a fucking lighter, not like that. She would just somehow, through sheer tyranny of will, she could somehow illuminate a room. I don't know. And that would be Janice's third friend lady that's not one of the earlier two. And then she goes, I'll tell you about Janice. Is that who you're asking about, Janice? Janice was the type of lady that you could be talking to your best friend in the whole world, and then Janice come in and you go, fuck you, I'm talking to Janice. Because Janice is better than you. Come on, let's face it. She's better than all of us. So anyways, then you're at home, and you start liking Janice, you know what I mean? You start getting invested in her, you go, God damn, that Janice is a cool lady. I would like to meet her one day. That would be a lot of... Fuck, I forgot she vanished. Just my luck. They'll find her. Then you get hope.
That's not good. I don't give a fuck what Obama says. Hope is never good. Don't try it. It never works out. So you go, oh man, they'll find Janice. They're putting pictures up of her on telephone poles. I think that had worked once. And then the news keeps showing you more things about Janice, you know? And they'll show you like the home videos of her. You're like, God damn, look at that. She's eating a pizza. I like her hair like that. They'll find her. And then you become obsessed with Janice. It's all you can think of, you know? You're at work, fucking just can't wait to get home, agonizing over Janice, you know, thinking about her with eating pizza and shit. And then you go home, and your nights are just fevered dreams of, you know, Janice and bangs and shit like that. And all you can do is turn on the TV and hope, and you know, and then one day, you know, they go, hey, more news on Janice. Here's the Bill. He's still outside, and then Bill is like outside, and he's like, here we are. Where, as you can see behind me, they are scouring the woods. They're still searching for Janice, you know. And then you go, oh fuck, not the woods. You know, that's not. Nothing good ever happens in the woods. I've seen enough of these fucking stories to know that Janice ain't coming bounding out of the woods anytime soon. That's it. It's like, hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm just taking a stroll through the woods. What are you taking my picture for? I just take a stroll through the scraggly woods. Now, if they find you in the woods, they always find you in the same place. Every time, they will find you in a shallow grave. I don't know why they don't just look there in the first place. If I was the police chief, I'd go, listen, I want every shallow grave in the vicinity checked out. I want to clear out this case by Tuesday on account of I'm running for DA or whatever. But doesn't shallow grave seem a mite rash? You know, like these serial killers are supposed to be so shrewd and cunning and everything, you know? At least according to the TV movies I've seen. And but then when it comes time for the grave, they get a little hasty, you know? Well, there you go, 3 twigs and a leaf. That ought to do it. That doesn't look like Janice anymore. I don't recall Janice ever wearing 3 leaves and a twig. Oh, well. Guess I'll go home and await the authorities now. You gotta prepare these things, you know? You gotta be a little smarter than that. You know? What I would do, and I would never, ever kill a lady in cold blood. I know I say that now. I don't really know. I can't predict the future, but I don't believe I know there's no river long enough doesn't contain a bend, but I believe that right now, and it might just be vanity, I don't think I would kill a woman in cold blood. But if I did, I would plan it out very carefully, you know, because there's a lot at stake. You know, you think about it, you probably, you know, probably lose your job. I don't know what happens. That's a blemish on the old CV, you know? Even in today's enlightened society, there remains a stigma to being a psychosexual sadist. But what I would do is I would look at the lady, I would select a lady, and then I would follow her habits. You understand what I'm saying? Like I would watch her very carefully, you know? And I go, hey, I noticed that every day she goes to that cheese sandwich shop, and then she comes out with a little paper bag. I'll bet you anything there's a cheese sandwiches in there. You know? So then I'd keep that in my head, you understand? Then I'd say, hey, I notice every Wednesday evening she goes with her other lady friends and they go down to the YWCA and they play basketball with each other, which is fine nowadays. Yeah? So what I would do is on Wednesday I would go down to the YWCA and what would I be holding in my right hand in the parking lot but a cheese sandwich. So then she would eventually come out of the YWCA, you know, all sweaty with her, you know, her ridiculous three-colored ball and everything there, you know, and I'd be standing there. And then she'd go, hey, what's in your right hand? And I'd go, nothing. I'd be coy, you know. And she'd go, there's something in your right hand. I go, listen, lady, who knows more about what's in their right hand? You or me? I believe, oh, this. Now, this is just a cheese sandwich. Why, you like them or something? What's... I got a whole fucking van full of them over there. Right over there. Yeah, that craziest looking fucking van you ever saw? That's filled with cheese sandwiches. You don't have to have cheese sandwiches in the van, by the way. If you're, unless you want to be known for your detailed work, it's not really necessary. Then I would get the lady in the van and I would drive her to a remote area, an area most known for its remoteness. That's what I would look for. And anyways, I'd take her to the remote area where I had constructed a shed. And then I would get her in there and I would do that thing that makes me feel like God. And then her screams would just bounce off the walls and echo out into nowhere and never touch the ear of civilized man again. And then I would take her body to the woods and bury her in a very, very, very deep grave.